Welcome to DiceSized and welcome to Wish Hunter. This is a D&D audio adventure podcast where we tell bite-sized dice roll twice told stories. This is me, your DM and friend, Robert Whitehead. And with me, as always, is my lovely table of friends and family here. We, of course, have my brother, George.
Hey, it's G playing Parable, the genie paladin, currently on the way to collect something very important and find his friends.
Yes, the weapon that you, because of your long range and very delayed telepathy, know to be something of the old gods to kill the new, hidden within the mast of your ship.
Well, I'll find it.
We shall see, Parable, a paladin of genies, but also a paladin of wishes. And I wish you luck on this journey, Parable, but we got stuff to get to. And next up, of course, is Maya.
I'm the stuff we have to get to.
Yes, you are.
Hey, it's Maya. You can call me Maya. Zin is looking forward to this well they just found and finding out what happens in the rest of this girls' trip. So,
what a girl trip it has been.
Oh, yeah.
A breaking and entering of a girls' trip.
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
The best girls' trip comes with a little bit of breaking and entering.
Yes, just a little bit of,
just a little bit.
Just something that we might get arrested for. But that's why we all say, like, I'm the one you go to jail with, or like, I'm the one that would bail you out, right?
I'd hide a body with you. Like, no questions asked. Exactly. Me and Cass hiding bodies. All the bodies of the poor people out in the ballroom that we just sent to their deaths. But 110%. You know what?
Savannah is definitely down to hide bodies with y'all. And it has been quite a trio with the sneeze to go invisible and you guys in there suddenly. But that's the recap. And I've got to introduce my lovely, lovely wife next, Savannah.
Sav here. Is it breaking and entering if everyone's dead?
That's true. They are all technically
dead. Who's going to arrest us?
Yeah.
The zombie police.
Bring it.
Yeah, right.
They're all like,
that's fair.
And I'm like, don't mind me.
You can barely walk.
I think they all kind of walk around. They say, "Don't look up."
Yeah, pretty much.
Quick, walk. They're chasing us.
Practicing our mall walks out here.
Olympic speed walk.
Hey, the stakes here are way heavier than walking away from these zombies.
You keep saying shit like that, man. I'm nervous.
Me too. Might be my body call, but I couldn't ever feel confident that she would never accidentally tell everyone she knew.
Well, it wouldn't be everyone she knew, but she would have to tell at least one person.
Right. And I couldn't fault you for that.
Yeah, Cass,
however,
you're like on the, 46th body?
46?
Yeah,
so my
she's
friend
only talked about 32 of them. So, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Well, let the bodies hit the floor, y'all, and on to a recap. Last time, our heroes separated. Parable to seek out a weapon to be used against the Mad God Wish, and Zin and Cassi to Starwatch for the telescopic transporter, a way to subvert Wish's gaze and travel straight to the violet sliver of star. Parable arrived to the Two Wells amidst a battle in the sky above the broken domain. O-stone drones whirled and wheeled through the air, fighting Favori wishbound warriors that Parable knew to be mapmakers, a specialized force from the lands of Favor. With orders to Wishbeard, Parable leapt from the deck of the bottle breaker and fell once more. Bashed and beaten by whizzing stone drones, Parable called to the wind and it welcomed him to walk it. He did so, becoming one with the wind, and broke through the battle and shards of broken domain to the ground below. Meanwhile, Cassi and Zin arrived upon Savannah to Starwatch Tower. Cassi immediately sensed that something was very wrong. Signs of disuse and astronomical equipment fall into disrepair, along with invasive amounts of ivy grown along the tower, told her that nearly 20 years or more had passed here, while only 2 days had passed for them at Callum's Crossing. Cassi also spotted that the blue-robed monks and sages below had become zombified husks of their former selves, corrupted by dark, elder evil star song. Zin kicked off their girls' trip B&E by turning all of them invisible with a sneeze, then nearly plummeting to her death before finding purchase upon a tower window. On the other side of that window, they found a mechanism of incredible design, the Grand Armillary. Dashing with the speed of elements behind him, Parable breezed past attention drones that whined and whirred as they sought out any fleeing creatures that they could imprison. Arriving to his shop of curiosities, Parable entered and found a combat drone waiting for him, but so too was an ally hidden in the shadows. With a white-hot touch, Parable slid beneath the drone, heating its chassis to a molten orange, and a fully grown adult Harengon rabbit folk appeared from the shadows. Five struck a five-fold slash to end the fight. While Parable and Five fought, dodging lasers and rockets, Zin and Cassi investigated the Grand Armillary. Set to the moment of the recent second Great Wishing, the chamber held dozens of Starsong zombies looking up. Within, they discovered the side chamber doors were all sealed as if in lockdown. Each door held an inscription. Bright are the gems of the dawn. Identifying the telescopic transporter and the bounded field chambers, and judging from the outward dents upon the door leading to the bounded field, they saw something fearsome must be held inside that chamber. And indeed, when Cassi and Zin opened the chamber door with the phrase, "Brighter, the jewels of dusk," a hulking Starsong zombie burst out, rampaging directly for them. Though they blasted it with magics, it charged on. Redirecting its rage toward the zombified monks in the larger chamber, Cassi and Zin were then able to enter the side chamber where the bounded field lay and seal the door behind them. They did not expect what they found. A stonework well, akin to the third well hidden within the Rabbit's Foot ruins, back in 2 wells. We rejoin our heroes now, once more separately. Let's roll for initiative to see if we rejoin Cassi and Zin within Starwatch Tower or Parable within his shop in 2 wells.
So 3.
It's a 7.
Okay, back to Parable within the 2 wells and his shop of curiosities. We zoom in. Parable. It is the quiet aftermath of the battle as the combat unit has just been sliced in 5 pieces and slowly slid apart as you hear the grinding of metal mixed with the soft sound of molten metal as it all falls and crashes to the ground. 5 has appeared from the shadows. You hear the battle outside very much still active, but you have 5 in front of you who has just said, "Hey, Parable, good to see you. We've been waiting."
5, I don't know what to say. I look down at my hands still glowing, I'm assuming from the heat metal, and I'm honestly distracted by this disturbing variation of brick in front of me.
Totally.
Can I roll perception or some sort of insight?
Yeah, give me insight here.
15.
15's not bad. You're definitely able to pick up on the fact that this does, at its base and core, use energies and designs similar to brick in nature to operate. Once more, it is not the same level of sentience. You can see crucial parts of brick's layout removed. I think the easiest way to describe it is that it's just much simpler in complexity. It doesn't have the same amount of intricacies in terms of all of the many markings and runes upon it, but it does move in a similar stonework way. You can see the fundamental building blocks of it are made of the same stuff. Additionally, I think with that 15, you're also able to put together with what you know of the Lands of Fortune, that this 110% came from the Lands of Fortune. Machinery there takes many forms. It's not always metal. By and large, there's many stonework machines in parts of their city that operate with stone rather than metal, and others that work with entirely alien and different inorganic materials. But stone is one of their most default materials that they use to build creatures within the Land of Fortune.
Cool. Having just opened brick and knowing the treasure that was inside of brick, I immediately kind of scramble using the heat from my hands, honestly trying to protect myself from any other molten metal, assuming because I'm still warm to the touch. Sifting through even the molten stuff, just kind of sporadically looking for a possible seed of some kind just because I think it's going to be there. And I kind of ignore 5 for a moment.
Give me an investigation check as you try to salvage something from this combat unit, this one's made of like pristine metal, junk parts in some places, but largely metal.
16.
With a 16, you do find a core that is a gemstone, but cracked. As you pass your hand near the gem, you see that it is partially active. It's like fluttering and fading. As you destroyed the unit, you likely severed any further use that this gemstone has, but it's, like I said, partially active. And as you pass your hand, it steals warmth from you. Not in like a way that makes sense physics wise. It just like transfers it from, you feel more like part of your breath has been stolen.
Yeah, I immediately retract my hand and kind of assume the dark engineering that's happened here. Take a step back and say, 5, how long has it been?
So you can tell that I've grown up.
You look big, kid.
Thanks, Parable.
I put a hand on his shoulder and I pull him in for a hug.
He was, very much acting the man.
Mhm.
And he is well in truth because
How tall is he compared to?
I was going to say, can Parable put his hand on his
What do I need to do? Can I use my boots to go?
he has to bend down now as he is like a full, I think he's,
I don't know why that touched me so much.
He's 5'6", he's a solid 6 feet. As
With the ears, yeah.
But as he bends down to hug you, you can definitely feel that he is a man in truth. And he says, well, the first 10 years were the hardest.
The first 10?
The second decade was harder.
No.
But these last few have been easier. These last few, we've had an ally. The lands of favor, they turned. They were harrying us too, along with the lands of fortune. And within the last few years, they've switched. We don't know why. We can't explain it. But we think we might have a chance.
Don't say that word. Not Count.
Oh, no, not. I don't know what happened over there, but I don't mean Count Chance. Dad filled me in on a lot before he cuts off.
I don't want to ask, but is your father still alive?
He looks at you and says, Parable, I'd rather not say. I'd rather just show you.
Oh, no. Well, I'm here for a reason. I need something from here before we leave.
We have to move fast. There will be more units moving in fast. If we can make it to the Hex, the detention drones, they just moved out for another wave, so...
Talk while we move. I'm going to turn and start looking in the shop of curiosities for the base of the mast. And I've always thought of this ship as twisted and overturned in one area.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm honestly looking at the walls too.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I don't know ship anatomy well enough, but I know that a main mast extends down below several decks.
Mm-hmm.
Your shop is built in such a way that you're on one of the middling decks to the point where it's all slanted, so nothing's perfectly level anywhere. So you're making your way along the walls as best you can until you access the relatively hard to get to area where the mast extends down into the ship. As you're looking, Five fills you in on a couple of things. Again, 20 years of defending the domain. In the last 5 years, the boundary of the domain has broken 3 times, getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And when they placed it at the base of the Great Willow and fully said, no, bring everyone into the Warrens, we're going full siege mode, they expected the domain to break one more time, and that was when the Lands of Favor switched and things started to look up. That was about 2 or 3 years ago, within the last 5 years.
Well, and when you say switched, the Lands of Favor decided to start helping the Lands of Fate?
Yes, they were either indifferent or directly hostile.
Okay.
Never in large numbers. The map makers came in little units to harry the 2Ls and sneak in and steal. Five also explains that time has been fucked up. They don't know how much time the Lands of Fortune has gone through and how much time the Lands of Favor have gone through, but he can't be sure that they've had the same amount of time on either side. But that's everything that Five relates to as you search for this hidden item.
So time has been different for all of you, depending where you are.
I think so, but wait till we get back to the Warrens and you can ask Bell. He's the star guy these days.
Bell?
Yeah, he was a half-drow boy when...
I remember Bell.
He grew up to be a good man.
This is just all so confusing and hard to think about. I hate to ask, but do you remember the day that it all happened?
The day that the sky broke open again?
Yeah, that day.
I remember. Again, I don't know if it's something I want to talk about. I think I'd rather show you.
Okay. That's the last time I'll ask, friend. And Parable's going to turn towards the area of the ship that he's honestly kind of avoided for some reason. His whole entire experience in the Shop of Curiosity was always just like a dark corner. He never decorated it, never hung things. He just left it to collect the extras and things, and he moves with all the debris left, on top of boxes and things that were full of trinkets yet to be displayed and things that, he just never got to. And he moves those all out of the way, and I think we need to go a little lower.
Give me an investigation check. You can do so with advantage.
It's 2 19s on the die, so my investigation check would be a 23.
Awesome. When you say lower, you mean it. Part of the ship has actually been crashed into the ground, and you have to actually kind of spelunk here a little bit, going under the ship into the ground and using your small stature to reach a part of the ship that is truly inaccessible, but accesses that same area that you're in where the main mast extends down into. Just a different perspective. And as you forcibly and painstakingly get yourself into this location, not using the wind or the elements to do this, it feels right somehow to dig through the mud and the dirt of your home to reach this place. And as you do, your eyes see something that only one of the keepers, one of the Murray, would see. A puzzle box style latch or device that hides something within the mast. It is so imperceptible, but your eyes spot it immediately, even in the half light as you pop your head up out of the tunneling-like environment.
I imagine a plank in the floor that just was under all those boxes, and I move it, and there's a way to get in, but like you said, there's scraping and tunneling happening. And one of the first abilities that my pen could do was shed light with a click.
Cool.
So I think just out of nostalgia, I click my pen, and I'm using it to light the way with a bright light. And just for theatrics, I feel like it dims as I get closer to the mast. And when I discover the puzzle box, can I roll? Thinking of the Murray people and how they would invoke someone through a test or trial like this.
Yeah, give me a performance check here, actually.
That is a 7.
You can do so with advantage here, I think.
That is a 25.
He's a Murray.
No, a 23.
The 7 to 23 really represents the need to get it back, but it's like riding a bike. It begins in your breath, and then it becomes a beat. As although you see where this thing might be hidden because the wood is altered, there's this most imperceptible line. There's no true latch or puzzle-like mechanism to touch or grab to get at whatever's hidden inside. And as you fumble looking for a latch, your fingers become knuckles and you begin to knock and you find the hollowness inside and your breath begins to respond to the beat that you begin to use on the wood.
I breathe over the space and I see a pattern. Little nodes and patterns come up and I just start playing. And then I go.
And like air escaping from Brick as you opened him so long ago, similarly, an item of great precious value drops out from the mast. Larger than you expect. A spear tipped with a triumvirate of silver, violet, and golden metals.
What?
You see that this is just a plain wooden spear. It is truly the tip of this spear that is important. As you look upon it, it emanates with almost like a surreal energy. You're around magic a lot. It's not necessarily magic. It's more like authority, if you had a word for it. Like true authority over existence, over reality. It's the closest thing you've ever held an object to be divine.
I'm imagining after the knock, something just swings open and this spear falls out of the mast.
Yes, totally.
And I know immediately that this wooden stick connected to it is just a stick.
Yeah, plain stick, plain wooden spear shaft tied to, or rather lashed to a spearhead made of precious metals.
I snap the staff and I grab the end of the spear and these metals and I put them in my satchel immediately. And I turn around to leave before I want to study this. I want to roll on this, honestly, but I think we need to get to where 5 needs to go. And so I immediately try to start getting out back the way I came. And I'm wondering if it's one of those spelunking scenarios where I have to go out feet first.
Yeah, I think you really have to go the way that you came. But once you get out, 5 is like very much hurrying you along as he says, Parable, I'm sorry, we don't have much time. And you guys hear screams and explosions too near for this to be a safe location anymore. So what do you guys do as you hear much commotion outside?
5, what direction and how far?
Follow me. And as you leave from your shop of curiosities, Parable, we will cut there into the Starwatch Tower, where we find Cassi and Zin in a no longer glistening and no longer polished Starwatch Tower, you find yourselves within a side chamber that holds apparently the generating mechanism for the bounded field, something that's drawing in power to this domain. And that appears to be a stone well. Very, very similar in appearance to the well within two wells within the warrens of the Rabbit's Foot.
I think that's...
Tell me that's not a...
Yeah, I think,
That's not supposed to be a... There's no way they...
do they have a fourth well or something here? Are they the fourth well? Starwatch the fourth well? No. There's only the third well, and we are it. This isn't real.
You hear a voice come from above you that says, "No, they called it a third well."
Hello? Hello?
Yes, it's good to see you, my friends. It's been so long.
Who are you? Where are you?
Above, you see kind of in like an alcove where you might store... This room has a lot of different like nooks and crannies. Hidden amongst this chamber within one of the many nooks and crannies
Is it the Wizard Fall?
At first, you might assume it to be because it is an old robed individual with long gray beard and features that seem familiar. And as he peeks his head over, he says, "I've been quite brave, and I think you would be proud of me. It's been many years. I don't know if you recognize me, but it's me, Bolano."
You know, it's not surprising that you're on the ceiling.
Well, the thing is, and he floats down, and now that you look around the room, you do see that there is in another corner two other robed individuals that are dead. They're skeletons, not zombies, not star zombies. They are destroyed and fully naturally decayed skeletons in the corner of the room.
Okay, whoa.
How did you get here?
Didn't we just leave you back at Callum's Crossing?
Oh, I have so much to talk to
Yeah, you do,
about.
and you better start talking now, buddy, or we'll unleash the thing on you, the big thing in the foyer.
So,
There won't be much left of you for the thing in the foyer to mess with.
Okay, well, would you like to debate again? Do we have the time for that, Cassie?
No, we don't. You know, just talk.
A lot happened as soon as you three left.
Oh, no.
You were there when we left.
Atalanta convinced myself and Chorus to join her in something rather crazy.
2 days ago?
Cassie, look at me. And as you fully appreciate him in view,
How?
You've never studied something like this? You don't know what this means?
This means something terrible.
Oh, okay.
he's somewhere between not 20 years older, somewhere like 50 years older than what he was before. Maybe 60?
Oh.
He tries to explain as best he can. When you three left, Atalanta convinced us, like I said, that we could do something. And Chorus, none of us felt good about sitting around. And for the first time in my life, I didn't want to be a coward. I didn't want to be safe. I wanted to help. And so I listened. And I fully rolled for this, but he tells the story of how Atalanta stole back the stonework pendant. I did this straight as a DM. I forget, I think it was 3 episodes ago. But right before you guys left, Atalanta stole the pendant.
From me?
Yes.
How?
It was right before Wishbeard arrived, and I had described everyone was in the room, and then Raya sent everyone away. Atalanta used that moment. I rolled against your guys' passives, and
But I'm in
stole the
handcuffs.
pendant away.
I'm in handcuffs.
Well, I guess I could have done it with disadvantage, but I didn't. But
Out of her bosom?
Volana goes on to describe a story where Atalanta and Chorus all used that stonework pendant to use the word of recall spell hidden within it, which was an instantaneous travel, same as you guys, to the lands of favor. Then he describes the craziest 50 years of insurrection and battle against the Count Chance.
Oh, shit.
You'll never believe it, but
Parable's gonna love this. Brick, start recording.
Atalanta, once we fully had sway, once we had the people behind us, and then the Marae joined, the Keepers. Well, I didn't stick around to see the end of it, but
You never do.
okay, this time it was for a good reason, Cassie. I had to get to Starwatch. I had to tell you what happened.
Tell me?
Yes.
How did you know I would be here?
I left after you.
But, oh, yeah.
I just had 100 years to do a lot. Well, you only had a day.
20, 30, 50, 60, 100 years. I'm sorry, this isn't quite adding up. I know it's not
adding up to me either.
Yeah, out of her bosom, like it was in her corset. Like I saw her put it in there. It was far down there.
Thanks for keeping tabs on my boobs, Zin. That's a real friend.
When you say Addie, Brick goes, huh?
Okay, so you knew you had to get here to tell me what?
To tell you that this happened, and to see what happened to Starwatch. I'd always been curious.
So when did you get here?
It's hard to really place it exactly. Within the last 2 years, I would say.
You've just been waiting for us?
Well, it took a while to get inside the tower, and I've been avoiding the zombies ever
Did
since.
Parable make it?
I don't know.
What do you mean? How would you not know?
I haven't been to the 2 L's.
Okay, so
Oh, yeah.
what was the state of the Lands of Favor when you left? You said you were in charge?
Well, that's very kind of you to say.
Well, I assume Adelanto was in charge and you were kind of her second, third, fourth, fifth man.
That is exactly.
Yeah.
That is, she took power with the people. And though they did need 3 for a domain, I'll be honest, my name was in the running. I fully could have been, I was outvoted rather quickly, but.
Bolano, I'm going to need you to speed it up.
Okay. Atalanta, Forced, Chance, Wheel, and Warn, the 3 Dominari of the Lands of Favor, into imprisonment. They are all captured at Atalanta's command.
Where are they?
Within the dungeons of the city of Murray. She forced them to create wardens that could serve with Atalanta as 3 proxy Dominari. I believe Atalanta had plans to bring back Prophecy and resurrect her to serve as a Dominari alongside her, and Chorus served as well. Once more, their party joined.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I hope that doesn't, again, Prophecy coming back to life. So they're holding down the fort over there? Allies?
I can only hope so still.
Are they nice? Are they good? Do they?
Atalanta had plans to help the 2 Wells, but we learned rather quickly that the Lands of Favor had their map makers, they called them, agents that were being sent out to fight other domains. They were sent out in squadrons to fight the Lands of Fortune, and we know for a fact the 2 Wells, it seems like almost some sort of star war out there.
When the whole universe is collapsing, the last thing we should be doing is fighting each other. We should be coming together. Why would they use their energy to do that?
I think that's how Atalanta convinced the Wishbound to finally rise up.
Okay, well, girl power to her. Not cool about the stealing. We'll have words about that later. So what do you hear besides to fill us in? Like what's been happening with this well?
Well, so it I know. It's been rather turbulent in terms of mood lately.
Well?
Yes, I guess I should make introductions. It's rude that I haven't already. Cassi, Zin, meet Sybil. Sybil, would you come out, please? I promise they're friends. I know you're shy. I promise they're friends. As if he can hear her in his mind, he says, Sybil, not to be crass, but you were literally once a god. I think you haven't fallen. This is not. It's a great position to be a keeper of a well, Sybil. She's nervous. You see that this spirit rises from the well behind Volano and says, "Hi. He's right. My name is Sybil. I don't remember much else. I wasn't once a god. I'm just an echo. A divine echo, but I do feel like fate. That's who I was once."
Like fate, Fatron.
Yeah, I think
Like,
they named a land after me or something.
Yeah, so we're in it. Land fate. Did you have a friend, fortune or favor?
She grows thoughtful and wistful at that. And she says, not friends. I think more family. Both.
Yeah, we get that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's hard to remember. Like I said, I more feel like her echo.
Oh, Sybil, so nice to meet you. Lovely to meet you.
Thank you. I wrote some books in my time. I like to write these days.
Books. Love books. I can't wait to read them.
Any titles we would know?
Volano nods. The Sibylline books, the ones with the prophecy.
Yeah. Okay.
About the heroes.
Yep. Ooh,
Yeah, I'm
right.
developing a severe phobia of the number 3s. And
Yeah.
how about you?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
Sybil says, I'm sorry, I'm so tired. And they keep. Oh, there's another one. And you see, it feels like it's coming from the sky, but it really more appears from the air, is a mote of light that it falls towards the well. And she says, no, not. And she kind of has to like quickly move to catch it before it falls into the depths. And she says, sorry, I'll be back soon. There's another one. And drops down into the well as if she has business to take care of with this newcomer to the well, this little bit of wish energy that has just been drawn in.
So the bounded field is drawing in living wishes to power this domain. I'm assuming, putting it together.
I think we need to let Sybil go.
I think she needs to, go to a
Pass
farm
on.
somewhere.
Oh, Yeller. We're not coping well.
Fuck, we just met a god. So Brick is recording all of this currently.
Yeah, we're going to have Brick's AI summarize it for Parable when we get back together. Give me the readout.
What does he respond at all to this power?
I think he might innately glow a little bit next to this power, but I think if anything, he connects in a way that is kind of like almost commiseratory, recognizing the injury that is being placed upon this well. He can innately sense like this, like you guys said, that this thing is on its last legs. The spirit within this well that animates its power is being forced to stay awake. And Volano says, as much as he says, she's quite the talker, at least she used to be, but these days she doesn't have the energy for it.
Who is telling her she has to stay?
Herself. The well.
Oh, okay.
That's Starwatch Tower. They turned an echo upon an echo.
She's stuck.
They didn't know how to feed the well with bindings of true power, bindings of promise, bindings of prayer, bindings of potential. Only bindings. And so they bound Sybil to herself. She is an echo screaming upon herself, and she will be until, like you said, we put her to peace. However, to do so would mean the well is no longer a method of travel between domains, as I'm sure you two know.
Yeah.
The third wells are connected.
There's nothing left here.
I've long thought trying to make an escape to two wells, but you had a plan to come here, and Parable left first.
Go.
That's all the power that the well has. One trip.
Okay, wait for Sybil to get back and then go.
I think it would be better if you brought Parable here.
Oh. That's a good point.
Right, because he left first.
Yeah, but I'm 50 years 100 years in the past.
But he's through the well.
I have to believe that he made it. I've thought about this a long time.
I bet the well's power surpasses time.
Just sucks you to whatever time that place is in.
This well would take you to the two wells?
He's saying
Or
that
take Parable here.
And to the time of potentially the two wells would be my guess.
he does confirm that this is a method of travel between domains. Third wells, quote, are connected. And luckily enough, Starwatch and Two Wells were just about the same amount displaced by the 0 point. Sorry, the 0 point is what we started calling the second great wishing, what happened to us that day.
And for the record, 2 days ago.
For you, Cassie.
Yes, I understand. I just want to reiterate how crazy this all is.
Nearly 100 years ago for some.
Right.
Great. So, we came here, we have a thing that we have to do while we're here, and that is get the transportation device.
Yeah.
Claude told me that is why I think you should bring Parable here.
Oh, and then we leave from here to
Right.
Wish.
To back.
Okay.
Not to back, Cassie. I think this is also a one-way trip. The telescopic transporter draws the same power that the bounded field does. It's got one trip in reserve that will stay even with the well down. So get Parable here, and then you have one shot somewhere.
Back to the ship.
Straight to Wish. Because then if we go, we can't.
Yeah.
So I'm understanding that the time dilation is between domains.
Yes, and it seems to be focused around the 0 point.
Yeah, kind of like different planets have different gravity in the 0 point happening.
Yes, if you were to equate it to gravity, I would say that the largest source of gravity is right where you guys had that fight with the Wish Drinker,
Okay.
right where it went off, right where above it the star split. That was the point where time was the most dense, and everywhere else, the further you got, the more time passed.
Okay, so there's no opportunity for me over the time that has passed to have been to Starwatch and leave them a note.
No.
Okay.
No,
But he said-
he explains that luckily Starwatch and Two Wells were about similarly displaced, so both experiencing about 20 to 25 years. Well, only 2 days passed for Count's Crossing.
But why is Volano so old then?
Yeah.
Because he went to the land of favor.
Because he went to
And
the land
then
of
to
favor.
Starwatch.
Damn.
And so he had 100 years to do
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Well, he didn't use all of the 100 years. He's, like you said, stayed there for about 50. Atalanta finished it up for the rest of it. But now Atalanta, Prophecy, and
God, she's brilliant.
and Chorus
so
are
irritated that in our experience of 2 days, Volano has done so much good that more than makes up for his shitty behavior over 4 or 5 days with us.
inspired by your actions, inspired by your words. Inspired Atalanta, inspired by Parable's let go, inspired by Parable's offer of a
There's
second
a little
chance.
spite.
Chorus, inspired by Zin's want to bring back an exile, and Volano, obviously inspired by Cassie's want to spread good.
Okay.
That's great.
Great.
That's just great.
Wonderful.
I'm happy for everyone. I'm so happy.
I don't know why it's it's the time dilation is pissing me off that way.
It's a little like
Yeah, that they had 100 years to do something that we played on.
And he left out.
Yeah, and also
FOMO,
and Prophecy coming back. I hope she at least had like a reset. She's nicer.
but still very
Right.
hot.
Yeah. very
Still hot.
Still
Hopefully less pissed that we killed her.
Right.
Outright.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so
I think maybe when Sybil comes back, we can see if Sybil can reach into the well.
and talk to the two
and
wells.
Find the 2 wells, yeah. and
Yes.
Find Parable.
Okay. Zin is gonna start to like flank the room. Is there a wall between where we are and the transporter?
Yes, there's the whole outer large chamber between you and the telescopic transporter.
But we'd
which
have
is,
to go through the
You'd-
mid chamber with the big.
Yes.
Baddie.
Yes.
There's
Mhm.
absolutely no other way to get in there.
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
Zephondria can't.
Saphondria could get you back out there, but I think, that could also work.
Interesting. Okay. Just noodling.
I have a feeling we're under a time crunch.
Yep. We need Perry.
Cool.
Okay,
do you guys
cool.
have any questions for either Volano or Sybil, the spirit of...
I mean, so many.
Sybil does come up after a moment and she says, I'm sorry. They're all so young.
No, there's nothing for you to apologize for, Sybil. Thank you for all that you've done for this well and for waiting.
Your sacrifice.
Yeah, and waiting so long for us to get here. Would you be able to possibly contact our friend and the two wells?
Oh, my friend Shy. It's been so long.
Yeah. Yeah. It has been so long.
Her coin is so pretty. And she mentally connects to the two wells. Volano says, how did she do that? How did you know that she could do that?
Isn't Shy with me?
No, Shy is your token that you use to bind yourself to the third well beneath two wells.
Oh, because that was
Your
a flashback. Because then the coin became my token. Holy shit!
Guys, I fucking cook.
Yeah. He cooked.
I'm so glad you said that. You absolutely do.
Thank you. Time dilation is fun to prep for. And
This explains the stress.
Okay, so she connects, and yeah, of course we know that. Okay, we know all the wells connect to Volano.
And as she does connect,
Just because you're 100 years older than me.
You're so angsty teen right now.
Our emotions are still very raw. You've had a lot of time to heal. We're still a little pissed at you.
Volano says, okay, just take it out on me in just like 2 minutes. It feels like this connection might not stay. And Sybil seems like she is very fatally and dreamily speaking about Shy, the spirit that animates the third well of 2 wells within the Warrens. Do you guys have any specific questions that she can relay?
Can you let them know that we need Parable
Now.
to come through the well to us now, immediately?
Shy loves Parable.
Good.
Oh, he tells the best stories.
Yes.
And that's saying something. She's had many a good story from people that she loves. Parable's one of them.
And can Parable come to us? Parable busy.
Oh, that's you right. You asked me a question. Yeah, I'll ask. Shy. And you see her again dreamily nod and then again get so sleepy as she fades down as if that's taking something out of her just to connect. And Volano says, careful, I think we've used as much as we can. We got the energy for one trip. And I think she deserves a rest. And now you understand that it's not just space, but also time separating these messages that you send to one another. So this is why they come through so distorted and delayed and drawn out. Why do you sound like a robot?
Shy will tell you. Just trying to get him to go where we need him to go right now.
That comes in like 24 years later.
That's what deja vu is.
Oh, it's just reliving timelines.
Shit. Would Zin be able to walk forward and cast False Life on Sybil?
Yeah, I would totally allow you to do that, especially in light of the fact that you've canonically stored so much life within you.
And I feel like because we didn't roleplay this before, but when all of the zombies died, Zin did drink that life.
Oh, so you actively and readily have an abundance that you just transfer into the well.
Yes.
Is there anything else that you guys want to do because I would say if you guys truly spend a couple more resources, we could potentially add more power to the well. With that, you make Sybil feel better. You see her come up and she's alive a little bit.
Okay.
But you don't add like such a depth of power to grant another trip.
Right.
But you do allow like someone passing in hospice a smoother ride.
Yeah.
And she
a little morphine.
Yeah, she begins to tell stories as
incredible.
She tells you about how this is both the well of stars and the well of fate. And that speaks true to you, Cassie. And you also notice that the well itself is decorated around it with many constellar symbols and images.
Since we're sitting in this room, could Zin perform an esoteric rite and get her pack slot back?
I will allow that for sure. Yeah, you guys have the time for a short rest if you need it all. I'm not sure if you guys took any damage, but
I will take that short rest and I will take my pack slot back. Thank you.
Nice. And as she speaks with you, telling all these many fables and fates of times long past, we will cut back to the 2 wells. Back to the Shop of Curiosities, back to Parable and 5. On your way to race to the village Hex, to the Rabbit's Foot, to the warrens that lie beneath the Great Willow. Parable, what do you do as you know that you must make it there quickly?
First, I admire 5. I think I just mundanely run alongside of him.
You guys anime run as you guys just kind of catch up, just dodging and weaving through the forest.
Yeah, at first it's terrifying. There's explosions and there's fire, and I'm seeing like that awkward twilight that we've been seeing, but the skies have changed for me. So it's just an alien world with obstacles at left and right. But with 5 next to me, I think I crack a grin.
Nice. As you do, 5 looks at you and says, all right, Parable, how about a race then?
Well, you'll have to keep up with this trick. And I think Parable flips off the wall and he turns to wind, accessing, or in this run, it takes a minute. So there's a mundane run for a minute. You see Parable starting to hop from obstacle wall off of wind or just air to the, like every once in a while until the point he's more so on the wind than he is on the rocks or the debris.
The surprising thing is that 5, I'm going to roll for it. I'm going to give him an acrobatics check. Yeah, he keeps up with you with a 24. He keeps up with you even as you step upon the wind. He does amazing acrobatic feats just to stay by your side.
I think one of us, whether it's me to him or him to me, at some point, throws a piece of a board or a rock to jump off of to get out of the way from just a lot of teamwork of two friends that missed out on time.
Yes, absolutely. And you totally feel the transition from a slight mentor position that you held in Five's eyes to peer and friends that just despite the space of years and experience couldn't necessarily find common ground, but here you do, and it's within the air. As you both flit and fly through the air, give me a perception check as you near in on the village hex that situates the Great Willow and the Rabbit's Foot and the entrance to it beneath the two wells at the Great Willow's base.
I think after a minute of travel, Parable yells out to Five, who's actually gone up ahead of him a little bit, and he says, Five, you want to see one more trick?
Absolutely, Parable.
Grab my hand. And I jump over him and I grab his hand and it turns both the wind.
He is absolutely and utterly overcome by the fun of this moment as
Thank you.
And they both fly with the wind. Give me a perception check as you reach the village hex.
Just a 13.
You do not spot it, but let's see if Five does. Five does luckily spot it and will point out beneath you as if you can still see his features within the wind and you see them grow concerned as he says, Parable, this isn't fun and games. Below us. And as you guys have reached the village hex, you see that there are several detention drones that are leaving the village hex with individuals captured within the orbs. As you near, Parable, there's something special about you. Your aura breaks up and fucks with magic. As you pass these drones, you get to force them to make a save here to hold these detention orbs up.
I don't think they're ready for the wish flick.
We'll see. That is 4 detention drones that have individuals you can't quite see because the opaque orb occludes their identity, and 2 of them will fail as 2 you see Favori map makers drop out of the detention orbs and 2 are still captured. Do you stay at all or do you just pass by to give them this advantage? If you want to act here, you've got 1 action, otherwise we're dropping into initiative.
Yeah, I think I would just use, to save one of them, I would use Drink Wish or Dispel Magic to...
Well, Dispel Magic is an action and Drink Wish
is a bonus action, yeah.
So you could technically do these last 2 detention orbs, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay,
If
cool.
If that would put me into initiative, though, I just don't want it to slow me down.
Dispel Magic. You have to make an ability check that is against the spell's level, which is DC 10 plus the spell's level. This is a 3rd level spell to detain these creatures, or equivalent to. So give me a DC 13 spellcasting check. You can use your spellcasting modifier for it.
Awesome. That is a 13 on the nose.
Awesome. Dispelled. And the other one with Drink Wish, let me know what the text of that ability is.
Cool. You can refute certain spells and use them to nourish yourself. Using Channel Divinity, you can interrupt a creature you see within 30 feet, casting a spell. When you use a reaction, you can see a creature within, so it's actually a reaction if that changes the action economy.
I think that helps here because, like I said, you just have this 1 turn of movement past, and we won't even roll for initiative as you've dispelled 1, your aura is taking care of 2 more, and you have this 1 last one. Using your reaction to Drink Wish, you're able to disrupt what is technically a spell-like effect. And even though it's not technically the casting of it, give me an Arcana check, we'll say DC 10, to make it effective against this detention orb.
Cool, yeah. It says the spell fails and has no effect if the level is no higher than 1 plus your paladin level to a maximum of 6 level spells. When it does, you gain a number of temporary hit points equal to the charisma modifier.
Cool. It's definitely below that level, so if you get this Arcana check, it fails automatically.
Halflings don't roll nat ones.
Fantastic.
Halflings don't roll nat ones.
Ooh, halflings actually do roll nat ones.
No, on the second time?
On the second time, because I believe the feat states when you roll a 1 on the D20 of a D20 test, you can re-roll the die and you must use the new roll. So,
and I can't use a luck point because I didn't call it a lucky roll. I don't think I can. I can use my luck sword, I think, right? Because
you can use your luck sword, but you've used all of your luck points before without a long rest.
Yeah, because we didn't take a long rest.
I mean, you used 3 this morning to find Brick.
Yeah, we didn't rest before that.
No, you did not rest before you left.
Okay. Yeah, just triple checking.
You have your luck sword luck point, which would be your last luck point.
I use it. I swipe instead of I wish flick. It doesn't work, and I swipe the lucky pen blade to undo the flick. 11 plus 4, 15.
It is absolutely enough here with that
Really?
check here. Yes, just DC 10 to allow your drink wish effect to affect the detention drone, and you free or wishbound.
Oh,
Your oath sings. You see that even as they begin to fight back, they just needed the tide to turn slightly, and they are vicious fighters. You see one begin to actually sit down amongst the other three. That seems to be a leader of some sort, and he begins to take notes on his 3 scouts fighting for him. So they are so advanced in technique and combat that it must have been an unlucky situation for them to all 4 have been captured. They're good. You do not need to spend another moment on this fight.
is the leader in butt scoot position?
The leader's in perfect butt scoot position.
I squat and salute.
As you squat midair and salute, he says, that's the tail of a Jin?
And in my wind form, I dissipate back down into, or as I fall, I recast into wind.
You hear him speak in the language of the Murray to his men. The wind is with us, men. Fight. And as you descend into the 2 wells below, and you make your way for the entrance to the Warrens, you have to actually approach the barrier of the domain itself, which kind of starts right where the walkway up to the Great Willow begins. And as you hear it thrashing in the air above you, knocking drones out of the sky, Mapmaker Favorite down below you, and 5 at your side, he says, I'm gonna beat you, Parable, and heads straight for the entrance to the Rabbit's Foot.
Awesome. I follow and I look back towards the wishbound, and you see, honestly, a tear come from the wind and fall from seemingly the air as I follow as fast as possible after 5. And I look around. I absorb what the hell's going on. Like it's just so strange and alien to me to be in the space that I remember being peaceful and calm and at least a safe haven away from the chaos of the wish-torn world. And to see it here in battle, as much fun as I'm having with 5, it's sobering.
5 similarly is taking this in seriously, but has captured at least the thrill and sees your joy and your also sadness at this beautiful moment of saving these wishbound. And as you pause at a threshold that you once paused at for a very different reason, you know that fear is not part of the reason why you pause now. It is pride, it is protection, it is a want to save all of the things you see falling apart around you. And just before you enter the Warrens, just before you dive into the entrance, you see in the sky, appearing from a rift of spell-jamming speed and space, a massive landmass. The lands of favor have arrived, but so too the lands of fortune floating through this astral space. A galactic war has made its way here. But as you enter the 2 wells down beneath, let me describe what you see.
Before I go down the wells, is there any way I can communicate with Wishbeard?
No, I'm going to say no, as you do see the Bottle Breaker lighting up with cannon fire and Mangonel and Ballista as it too fights within this battlefield. It is obviously working to defend the 2 wells.
So we break through the now I'm assuming shrunken barrier to the domain of the 2 wells.
As you approach the barrier, 5, as he walks in, you notice that the barrier, he doesn't have to say anything for it. And I think in that moment, you see 5 holds a position of power in this domain. One more so than you might have first suspected. And as you enter the Warrens in truth, you might understand why. It has changed. The clearing that was down below within the Warrens is still there, still readily viewable, and still a maze of a run to get there. You and 5 travel and traverse it quickly. You remember the turn-by-turn directions that he spoke aloud that day long, long ago, but not so long ago for you. And even from the top of the clearing, you can see it. but it's not until you complete the trek down to the third well that you accept it. Grown around the well, as if the willow roots have grown so much so around it to protect it, you see Mojo himself. Not dead, but fully suffused and a part of the tree. More so the well, you see above him, closer to the top of the cavern, Willow herself, her form more and more being pulled back into the willow tree, her eyes closed softly. And you see next to the well, amidst a chaos of refugees and a command center here in this clearing, the wizard Fall, rocking himself back and forth as he says to himself, "What went up came down. It came crashing down. Fall, so terrible fall." And he sees you, and he turns and begins rocking once more, and Five just kind of shakes his head sadly and pulls you to the well, and he says, "I don't know what to say. Just had to show you. They made the decision without us." And at this point, a half-drow individual, a man, comes up, and you know this to be Bell, grown up, and grabs Five's hand and says, "It's not a position that we wanted, but it's one that we hold proudly."
I have so much to say. All right, hold on. I look at Bell and I look at Mojo and I nod to Bell first, and I pointed you in a direction a long time ago. It seems like you found your own.
How is she doing?
You talking about Cass?
Yeah, she was always the nicest to us when we were kids.
Yeah, honestly, she was a way to get you off my doorstep, but
Oh, I was a little persistent, wasn't I?
you were great.
Well, now I'm the only well-known,
Wish hunter. And I reach out a hand and
he says, space astronomer, and shakes your hand. The wish hunting was never for me, but space is something different. There's terrible things out there, but wonderful things too. I've taken to using Cassi's Tower in the past few years, and amidst it all, I've seen some amazing things. And Five, I know we'll get through this. We've got a lot to explore.
well, thanks for holding down the fort. Not to make it light, but it's only been a few days for me, and I can't fully fathom what you've gone through. But wait here just a moment. And I turn around and I go to the Wizard Fall.
Mm-hmm.
And I can choose up to 8 creatures to become the wind.
Awesome.
And I just want to give this man, even if it's not fully accepted, a moment of that wonderful sensation in your belly that you lose when gravity turns or changes. I put a hand on his shoulder and I close my eyes, and I take as long as it takes for him to become the wind with me for a moment.
Awesome. As you do so, I think it starts with him kind of avoiding eye contact until the point where you have to be a little bit silly to get in his, you have to be a little bit Fall-like to get his attention. Give me a persuasion check here. You can do so with advantage, I think, turning him to the wind.
That is a 19 on the die.
Nice. With the 19 on the die, more than enough to, at first hesitantly, but get Fall to dance. He dances as he did, sensing a little bit of weightlessness about him. He starts to, "Oh, what? No, I'm sad right now. I'm sad. No, I couldn't possibly be. I'm falling up." And he begins to do that weird flippy thing as he begins to turn to wind and gain this fly speed. You give him a moment of distraction. The stress that he's under holding this domain together as one of the only still active Dominari, whereas Five and Bell hold a lot of energy as well. Ball is still holding the brunt of it. And as he does so, you give him a moment of distraction from all of the pain and agony that he's had to endure.
I stay quiet and just experience it with him and try to emulate what it's like to be free of all the pressures that burden us sometimes. And more than having him fall physically, I hope it lightens him to a point of that youthfulness that we saw in him when we first met.
He begins to laugh, and as he does, ha ha ha, Willow, see me now, look at me now. Watch how many flips I can do, Willow. And Mojo, oh no, I'm not coming down yet. I'm not coming back to work yet. No, not yet, Mojo. And as he, kind of insanely, but so deservingly remembers his friends. A flood of will-o-wisp bursts from the well, responding to his call as he says, "There's much to be about, and many a thing to fall. And you know that what goes up must come down." And you see the many will-o-wisps of the well fly out, infused with magnified gravity spells that will shoot out towards the Oathstone drones out in the battlefield above. Oh. You have awoken Fall to fight once more for this domain. And Five looks at you and says, "He hasn't done that in years, Parable. I know you don't have much time, but if you're going to spend it on that, thank you."
Do you have anything to tell me before I leave?
Just that it's been a long time coming for this to be done. The way Dad told it, more time than any of us can really know.
Can I look around for a tea table?
You see the one that you shared with Mojo, a stonework table built into the landscape itself. It's what Fall was resting himself up next against as he rocked back and forth, and now dances upon.
I go up and blow off the dusty jars, and pull out some very old tea, and use some elemental magic to kind of whip together some genie tea.
You reinfuse some genie tea upon the table for sure.
I say, "I can't stay and drink it with you, but think of us. I'm going to go follow the butterflies." And I run and I jump into the well.
Fall looks down at you and for a moment kind of sets his feet really strongly, almost returning to solid form, and kicks the cup as far as he can. And he says, "Aha! I'm back, everyone. And I'll get you, my pretties." That's a funny reference. I don't know if you've ever heard that story, but it's funny. And he, has his will-o-wisp flying and soaring around him, but you have a mission ahead of you. And as the many overgrown roots of the well open, the well awaits you. What do you do?
I sprint towards it. This time, no hesitation, no wait. I flip over and look at Belle and Five and Fall, and I give them a Wish Hunter salute as I tumble backward gracefully, flipping my feet back over and aerialing straight head first down into the well with the eyes open.
So fantastic. With absolute virtuoso movement, you go from whence to where. And traveling through the third well like you once did, this trip is different. This trip is turbulent. But you meet a friend along the way that makes it much less so, as you feel a soft hand in yours, and in the other, a smooth coin. A long-lost friend, a token that you once bound to this third well long ago. Shy guides you to where you need to go. She says, "Do you have a story along the way?"
I guess we have time.
That's all we have here.
Have you ever heard about the pirate Goodbeard?
I haven't, and I've heard many a story. Tell me that one.
You're gonna love pirates.
Oh, they must be new. And they're...
We could just end the campaign. Live on in that space forever.
And with that, we cut back to Starwatch Tower for just a moment as you get a slight warning before Parable arrives, which is that Sybil perks up a little. Mid-sentence, she's telling you about, and Fortune, Favor, they were just, at times they were friends, but at other times, like I said, they were family, and other times I hated their guts. But all the time, we did good. That's what, something good's coming.
Yes.
And as you see Parable flying up through the air in a moment that none of you can fully take the time to fully appreciate, as Parable flies up through the air. Sybil looks down to the well, already fading. And you see Shy come up and take her hand, and both drop together. You don't see Sybil disappear. The last you see of her is taking a long lost friend's hand as Shy says, "Good luck." And Sybil says, "They don't need it."
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for the ride, and I hope the stories were, I guess, entertaining.
Parable.
And I flip the coin down to Shy.
Knowing that it must stay bound to the third well so that you may too stay bound to it, you drop amongst your friends, Cassi and Zin.
Oh my God, it worked.
Parable.
It
Oh my
worked.
gosh. Okay, so
I don't really believe that it worked.
I don't. Is it you? She's like Zin's like poking you, prodding you, pulling
Are you
at your
old?
skin on your
We're in the future. Do you guys know we're in the future?
You always have those wrinkles.
Wait, do you have a mirror?
The well.
The well. Look in the water.
I look down at a void.
It's dissipating. I think it's like it's magic essence that simulates water. So if you guys want to capture anything of it, it is fading fast.
I look over at my reflection and see the toll of the desert, the toll of what we've been through in the years traveled. And I look to both of my friends and I say, I don't think we're in the two wells anymore.
No, we're at Starwatch, and there's zombies,
And I'm Volano.
and that's Volano.
Volano's here.
Believe it or not.
What? You're supposed to be...
We have it all recorded on Brick. You're just gonna need to trust us right now.
We'll give you the spark notes in a minute.
Am I at Starwatch?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
Everyone's dead. It's been
Have-
20 or 30 years and they're all dead, except Volano. And there's sort of like an undead beastie
I know
creature.
5 is all grown up.
5 is all grown up.
You haven't met 5 yet? Oh no, he's back at 2. My brain hurts.
Mine too.
Is it
Somehow Volano got here, but has also spent 30 years elsewhere.
Give or take.
Brick? I run up and I grab Brick like I'm fielding a baseball pitch and like
He lifts you a little bit, but
yeah,
yes,
I'm like I got the boots on and I'm still a little cloudy, so I'm like floating around with him, hugging him.
absolutely. Brick very happily chimes and chirps at your side.
I think I accidentally access the witness mode he's in and see everything that they just saw.
Yes, fully.
Yeah.
Brick passes along almost happily. Like, I had so much fun on my girls' trip.
We did this, and then we did this, and then we did this,
We
and
couldn't
then
have done it without him.
I was so worried about you both. I thought I'd never see you again in a moment. I always had hope, but it felt like moments, but years at the same time. How do we get back? Do we get back? Where do we go?
Great questions. Well, surprise, we found a fourth well at Starwatch. This is how they were keeping the bounded field active.
Technically a second third well, but there are many third wells. So I guess if you start.
I think we're going to call it the fourth well.
Yeah.
Sorry, Volano, you don't make the rules
Okay,
anymore.
okay. Yep, that's fair.
It's the fourth well.
That's fair.
I walk up to the well and I squeeze both of Zin and Cass's wrist for a second, but I think, tell me if I can do this. Can I unstopper my bottle lamp and scoop some water?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that would be perfect for. You're talking about
For a Tem.
For a Tem, yeah,
Yeah.
100%. You like recharge and like you give his chambers like a fresh coat of paint. It's kind of like you do
Yeah, hot
reinvigorate.
tub. He's got like all the best.
I think
additives.
in a similar fashion, whereas the death of one plant might be the nutrients for another, you capture the cycle here. And a Tem says, this is how we fix the cycle in your mind. He doesn't mean this specifically, but through the spirit of actions like this is how the cycle can be restored. And you do so, capturing a little bit of the well to reimbue a little bit of your genie energy and a little bit of attempts as well.
I think it's kind of autopilot because Parable was remembering something of the Murray people, and he does it, and he says, "The water that gives me life, and the breath that holds me." And he stoppers the bottle and turns to his friends. He's like, "Okay, I think I have my breath. You guys came through that door? I think Brick showed me."
Yo, yeah, you don't want to go back that way.
Yeah, what the hell was
No.
that thing?
Don't know, but lots of death.
We're going to try a different way.
A different way?
Yeah, I have an idea.
She's got a lot of them.
So, are we still telepathically connected to Savandria?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
As Volano is talking about, and I'm sure you all.
Volano, thank you. first of all, for coming here and delivering the message and being really brave. You were really brave. Good job.
It's literally been both my life's pleasure and my life's mission.
You really carried on the good, and I'm very thankful for that.
I want
You
to say
turned it around.
Yeah, I think Lyra would be proud.
he begins to weep at that and has to kind of recover himself as he says, Thank you, Parable. Thank you, Cassie. I'll be honest, your opinion means the most to me. Thought about your words my entire life. And Zin, you have some amazing friends, not just these two, but the way Igor and Esther volunteered for the mission. Don't worry, they hopefully stayed back at Calum's Crossing. Igor was luckily bound as a warden, so we didn't have to do much to hold him back, but both of them, Esther and Igor, were convinced that they had to come and help.
That's understandable. Yeah, I've never been able to control Esther anyway, so I wouldn't be surprised if she did her own thing. Hope they're okay. So, ooh, buddy. She like takes his hand. You're not going to be able to come with us.
Oh,
But you can go back with Savandria.
But you can ride a flying horse.
wow, I was actually about to say I would sacrifice myself for you, but that sounds way better.
Yeah, if you want to live, you can. And also, if you don't mind,
I would love
maybe
to ride a flying
operate.
horse.
Okay, flying horse, incredible. And maybe operate the teleporter for us so we can get
Oh, yes.
teleported. Okay,
Yes.
cool.
So I was prepared again to do that as my dying action, but I will. Savandra sounds better. That sounds great.
Yeah, Sephi cannot come with
You
us.
get to live.
And I think Zin is gonna think really hard at Savandria and say, we need a pickup. You'll know where to go. And she's gonna turn to the outer wall and Eldritch Blast a hole through it.
Oh, okay, sick. Absolutely. As you do so, you have to use Cassie a little bit as she's the true dragon rider,
Perfect.
telepathic link, but you echo this off of Cassie's Star Song Mind.
Oh, yeah.
Connecting to Savandra, you just hear, where should I? Oh, that's bright. They're all looking at that. They are all coming in. She telepathically passes along the idea of like
I hope we can
all
be
the
quick.
zombies down below being like, and they all start traveling.
Perfect. Okay, guys, now or never.
Zin, there was a wall there before.
Can we just? I think Zin is just gonna run at this hole
Oh
and just
my God.
leap and hope that Savandria is there.
You catch her just as she passes, still invisible.
Incredible.
Girls got hot.
Me in the western sky. Sorry.
So yeah, I think like she's gonna jump, and then because Savandria's invisible, like she's gonna extend, look down, and go, "Oh no!" And, like maybe she's not there, and then like, "Oh, she's here, you guys!"
Cassie, in your mind's eye, you can like sense where Savandra is. So
Right,
you,
but that,
you, like,
that didn't make it any less stressful. I'm like one eye open because if Zin was about to plummet to her death, I just wanted to be able to protect myself from seeing it. So I'm like
That is so
squinting through an eye like, oh, thank God my mental math was correct.
The grace of you diving out arms wide, then not seeing anything, just starting to like flail a little bit.
Oh, she's here.
Nice job.
yes,
you guys-
I am.
You guys can come
Cassie follows suit.
ride the dragon.
Come on, Volano.
As you all aboard to Savandra, Volano says, do I?
Horses that fly. Horses that fly.
Well, I am specifically thinking of the last time that I had to ride behind Savandra.
Oh no, you get her back this time.
Okay.
Parable puts down the rope that he was
Preparing for
and then I was like naturally, sorry.
Oh, my friends, it's good to see you all again.
Yeah, it's so weird that you're our elder. I'm still not used to that yet.
I mean, I was before, but still no respect. I don't expect any now.
Still no respect. Yeah, fair. Fair. One thing about Zin is she does not respect her elders.
And as you sweep around the tower towards the other side, where this other side chamber is accessible, what do you guys do to gain access to this side chamber? The one that holds the telescopic transporter.
Cassie might attempt guiding bolt through the wall.
Fuck yeah, absolutely. As you go out, so you will go in. And Cassie, give me an attack roll for this one.
20.
With a 20, you will definitely be hitting, and you can roll damage if you want to, but
Iconic.
you blast open the wall for sure.
17 damage.
17 damage, more than enough, as you destroy a section of wall and shuttered window, and Savandria slides and skitters, just barely enough room for her to enter this chamber, having blown open the entire section of wall.
So she's fully in the chamber, or?
She's fully, not comfortably so, but all of you are able to very safely dismount, and then she's able to make her way out of the chamber rather quickly.
Amazing. What do we see?
First, you see Volano waving from Savandria's back and says, "Good luck, my friends."
Maybe stick around for like 10 minutes or something.
Oh, yes, I will, to turn on the thing.
Laps, maybe. We need you.
Okay, it's canon. It's canon. He leaves and he's like, oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. I just got so excited about not wanting to,
Having to
sacrifice
die.
myself. And Cassie, as you see your father's life's work, it is gorgeous. Give me an investigation check or a arcana check to tell more about it.
25 Arcana.
Fuck. You see...
No, fuck you.
You see both the beauty of this machine as well as the parts where he could have been a little bit more elegant. But you see him in it. You see a machine that is meant to do something in a straightforward way, but at the most unexpected times hints at an amount of elegance and beauty and understanding of life that is...
But there's desperation here.
There's desperation in this machine too, as you see that it does its best to calculate the stars and then zeroes in magically, as we've ascertained. With that check, you also see that the constellation cipher that is used to start up this machine, as Volano says, "I've thought about this for years, and Starwatch Tower, they always key their machines and devices to a certain constellation. And Cassie, I bet your father keyed it to a star that stands still. If we get it wrong, though, the machine won't work and it will be locked down. What constellation do you think it is?" You basically see like a circular keypad representing all the different constellations of the sky.
I don't think he would have used Solaris.
And with that 25 Arcana, you see one that almost with magical residue, but it makes sense. The little ladle lights up to your arcane senses as you know exactly the button to push to activate this. As Volano looks at you and he says, I could just guess. If you don't think it's Solaris, then...
It's the little ladle. But thanks.
You're sure?
Positive.
I trust you.
Okay.
Sorry, I've had a lot of time to think about this. I said that with way more weight than you were feeling. I understand that.
Again, it's been 2 days.
I've thought about that.
Sorry, we're all, overtired and old. Some of us older than others.
He holds his
Frail
back
body.
his response as best as he can.
Holds his frail body.
I do want to just warn you that if your hope is to travel back in time with Savandria.
That's... Cassie, I decided a long time ago that my life's mission was this moment. To see you off and wish you luck.
That's honorable.
If you do happen to make it back to Callum's Crossing, will you tell them that we made it?
I most definitely will. Oh, and Brick, would you mind? And Brick flying over to Volano. Volano places a hand upon Brick. It's a quiet moment, kind of awkward. And then Brick flies over to you three. And Volano says, "Please, I think it will strengthen your spirits before you move on."
Do we touch it?
Brick hovers into the center of all three of us.
Okay, everyone put your hand in.
And as you all touch Brick, you see, as if gathering for a group photo, Igor, Esther, Raya, everyone that you left behind, even Atalanta, Chorus. Before they left, they all gathered, knowing that Volano might have a longer mission, knowing that they all might have a longer mission. They took this memory together. And they pass it along to you here now. And they all wave and yell, "Good luck!"
Good luck.
We're going to change the world.
By our last breath.
Tell them we're following the plan, Volano.
I will.
We'll meet them there.
We'll meet you there. Good luck. And with that, he presses the button, the little ladle, and there we will end our session.
What?
Wait, I didn't put my seatbelt on.
I know. I was just thinking, like, do we need to sit in it? Do we need to touch something? Do we need to? I need a ginger mint. My tummy hurts.
Yeah.
Is it just like a catapult?
Gathered in a soft circle, you three enter the effective area of the telescopic transporter, which is just at its base where you might foreseeably look through it. It's set to where you need to go.
Yeah, it's
It
almost
just
like
needs to be activated.
it's almost like using the keypad to input the little ladle. It was almost like the only command it had. It knew what to do.
Yeah, it is a moment of fate as Volano recognizes that he doesn't know why. I think he presses it so suddenly and immediately, but just that fate is upon this moment and it is not to be waited for. And we will see where fate takes us next time.
Hopefully
Great
to
stuff, y'all.
Solaris.
Hopefully.
We're not just looking up anymore.
We're going up,
being up.
baby.
You know, we're being up.
Beat me up, Volano!
Great
Beat
fucking
me up,
stuff, y'all.
Seppi.
And we will be returning for our next session and possible finale upon a star next session.
I thought it was the penultimate.
Hopefully. But I mean, it is.
Oh, wait, no, second to penultimate.
It's penultimate, but it's just the finale is going to be 2 parts.
That'll be 2 parts.
Oh.
There's no way we beat Wish in one session.
Beat him.
Anything you guys want to sneak in before I say my stuff here,
I
y'all?
think that group photo moment was cruel. That was the hardest
It was
part of this whole
nice.
campaign, was to think about them all taking a little group selfie.
For
Yeah.
us, a long time ago, knowing that we'd see it now.
100 years ago for some,
I
and just days ago for
upsetty
you.
spaghetti.
And for the past like 3 sessions, I've been looking at Brick as this like world seed holder / floating Polaroid camera.
He's the cruise director.
And it's so it's hurtful to know that Volano held that for us so that Brick could have it so that we could have it. And it's a lot.
Man, I got to save it for the after show.
Yeah, save it for the after show, y'all. I got to say my stuff. This has been a bite-sized dice roll twice told story told by yours truly, Rob Whitehead, brought to life by my players, G-My and Sav. To post about the show, use hashtag DiceSized. That's DICESIZED. For more like this, follow us on Instagram and find us on Patreon. That's patreon.com/DiceSized.
DiceSized.
Hello, friends. Before we get to our bite-sized dice roll twice told story today, we'd like to take a moment to showcase another fantastic podcast out there that's been inspiring us here at DiceSized. Warlock is a D&D and anime-inspired audio drama that is perfect for any fans of anime, D&D, or audio dramas in general. But honestly, they sell themselves better than I ever could. So take a listen to this little clip, and then we'll be on with the show.
In a world of sorcerers, only those born with magic bloodlines can use magic. But all of that is about to change. My name is Nova, and this is the story of how I became the first warlock.
Oh, that is rich. Well, I guess I'll see you at the trial then. Can't wait to witness this incredible power you've been hiding.
Without a legacy or the ability to cast spells, you have no future as a sorcerer.
Touch the statue and I'll lend you my power. But it will come with a price if you are able to receive it.
This power might not be mine, but I'll use it until I don't need it anymore.
Huh. Good answer. Welcome to Class Red.
Yeah, there is a lady in my head who gave me this power. It is literally not mine. But I can't tell him that.
All right, I'm gonna stop you right there. Look, I don't do well with all the technical mumbo-jumbo. Just hit me with your best attack and we'll go from there.
Look, we're classmates, not friends. I don't need to know your backstory. I just need you to start carrying your own weight. Got it?
How in the hell did you get such power?
Astral Join the quest and listen to Warlock wherever you get your podcasts.